You play him at his own game. In shock, he tries to disengage from the sticky cobweb of your opening spread. From his own deck, the grandiose Imperial Tarot no less, he turns the Pilgrim, and utilizes its questing agency to discern a path around the door you have locked in his face. A true pilgrim in her devotion will always reach the place she is supposed to be, no matter the length of the road or the hardships of the journey. You aggravate those hardships. You lay the hulk of the major arcana across the silver door and imprison him in its lightless ruin. He has overcome the hulk already in his grueling progress through the flagship to reach you, so you know full well it will not delay him long a second time. But moments are enough for you to turn the galaxy, to stretch distance between you and the shattered world, to burn all his hope. He reads the mutilation of the throne world and gasps in despair. In his deck, the psycho-reactive wafers of the Familia Humana, the great host and the Lords of Terror burst into flames. You can smell his grief. He chokes as your spread forces him to drink the dust of a vanquished planet. To twist that knife, you turn the more ambitious antagonist spread, the Justiciar to weigh and punish his crimes, the Maison Dieu to reinforce your court and purify the righteousness of your dispute against him, the Monde Primitif to bleed more centuries from his wounded soul and sap his perpetual vigor, and the Lord of Swords to arm yourself. His desperation increases. Some of these archetypes are old or obscure, and do not appear in his prized deck, so he has no counterparts to lay against them, to subvert them. He divines the danger he is in. He turns another card face up. He becomes the fortress of faith, impervious. You become the lightning tower to tear the fortress down. He quickly draws the wild card, the Harlequin, to choreograph an escape from that fiery fate. Its dance is lithe and acrobatic, but it barely carries him clear of the plummeting stonework. He lands like a felid, drops to a crouch, and counters with a warding hand, the Pierpoint spread, all symbols of Concordia. The battleship for positive control of power, the rogue trader to harness luck and anchor favorable fortune, and a starter for protection. You respond with Discordia, and discard his careful spread. You lay the demon inverted across the battleship, and his power ebbs. Then you lay the demon inverted across the rogue trader, and his luck runs out. Then you lay the demon inverted across a starter, and his protection is lost. You have made a deck of your own. While you waited in the court for him to arrive, you had time on your hands, all the time you wanted. You constructed this Imperial Tarot by hand, while the old four whispered suggestions for the images that might appear on the psycho-reactive wafers. No two decks are the same. Yours is full of demons. You lay more of them. A double Pierpoint spread. Then a spread askew across them, in the style known as mortality. Ranks of the demon, marching side by side. Cards burn in his hands, consumed before he can lay them. You turn the Eight of Pentacles, and they scourge him from all angles. You turn the Revenger to guard your back, and the Occulted Orphan to blind his mind sight, and signify the final severance of your blood from his. He looks aghast. You turn, just for the fun of it, the Dark King to remind him of his hideous overreach and fatal ambition. He recoils from it, unwilling to even look at it, and tries the Assassin to strike at you. But the Revenger is waiting and runs the Assassin through. Your Exterminatus cancels his illumination. His Aquila and Knight of Concordia, along with his the Magos, are engulfed in the purgation of your neverness. Your dreadful Sagittary slays his steadfast angel for a second time. It is not your father's power, it's what he does with it, and he can do nothing. He is the beginner here, the amateur, and he has no control over the few cards remaining in his hand. He understands that the cards have turned against him. He decides to flee from the tangible destiny that you have spread before him, and which you fully control. He starts to hammer upon the silver door to find a way out. Thus far, you have each made turns on face value, employing the simplest and most literal interpretations. But the cards have deeper, subtler meanings, most not obvious to a novice like him. Death, for example, that ominous card, is seldom death, but rather represents a more general negation or ending. The Ragged Fool is often far from foolishness and whimsy, but signifies a seeking innocence or even a purity of trust. The same is true of the next wafer you select. You turn a card, Despoiler. Like death, it is an apparently sinister card, and many fear it, but in truth it manifests a singularly neutral and controlled power. Its iconography represents an abrupt shift, a sudden and unforeseen reversal of fortune. Imperial readers usually perceive this to be a drastic change to the detriment of the Imperium, but it is only that if you want it to be. You want it to be, you make it your emblem. You lay it askew across the silver door. Despoiler unlocks that door very suddenly as he tries to break through it. You are face to face. Worldbreaker catches him in the throat and cheek, twists his head sideways in a spray of blood, and drops him to the deck. His cards spill around him. There are only a few of them left, the other wafers burned. You see the Guardsman, the Throne, the Space Marine, the Knight of Mandatio, the Lantern and Revelation. A weak reading of ill fortune and in disarray. Little good will it do him. The Emperor must die.